me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. We don't have to move so fast, baby, I will show you how you can catch my vibe. And right here we got so much time, looping in the blurry lights. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast.
Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley Martinez and I am a mom of 4. I have 2 girls and 2 boys and they are 14, 12, 7, and 5. So always busy here. This particular video is going to be full of basically everything I do in a day. Well, not everything. Everything I had time to film in a day. So we are going to start off with the morning. As you can see on my iPad here, I just saw it's 7:42. So my alarm goes off at 5:20, and the first thing I do, literally when I'm half asleep, is grab some coffee. So this coffee that you see here on my vanity is probably my second or third cup of coffee of the day. But I get up and I wake up my daughters because their school starts, well, they're in high school and middle school, but both of their schools start very, very early. I drop them off before 7 a.m. So it's an early morning and it's kind of brutal, but it is what it is, right? So I drive them to school and then I get back, and at that point, like, the second shift of the morning begins, and that's when I get the boys up and ready. So they are in 2nd grade and in preschool. So yes, all 4 kids go to a different school, 4 different schools. And it's a lot, but it will slow down at some point, right? I guess. So at this point, I am back from the girls' drop off and I've got another cup of coffee. I turned on a YouTube video because the boys were eating breakfast. So I quickly spent probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 minutes in here throwing some makeup on. I put my hair in a bun. This was like day 3, dirty hair. And in a second here, I'm going to turn off my video because my best friend calls me every morning on her way to work and we have a little chat, and it is like therapy for me. It is good for my soul. So anyway, we had a little talk and then I went about the rest of the morning getting the boys ready.
I've given in to all my demons lately. You know, might be easier just to let it go. Cut the cable short and the problem solved. Might be easier for you. I do it all night. You're my only lifeline.
You just saw me gathering up all of the dirty laundry in our bedroom on the floor, and I actually did a Target pickup later of some laundry baskets, so I'm gonna start getting the laundry off the floor and up on this shelf. But I throw in a load of laundry every morning. This day, I was doing laundry, I feel like, all day long. I don't know what has happened, but within the past 2 days, I have had so much laundry to do. So I got that started, and then typically the dishwasher is unloaded the night before. I hate having to like do this first thing in the morning, or this isn't really first thing, but early in the morning before I can load the breakfast dishes. But the night before I didn't get to it, and so here we are unloading the dishwasher while the boys eat breakfast. If you watch my videos at all, I'm probably sounding like a broken record, but this box full of toothbrushes, toothpaste, and hairspray and a comb is like life-changing for me. We were finding ourselves like running upstairs to the boys' room, running down. We could never find like the exact toothpaste that they wanted that day. Graham usually just uses the same mint toothpaste every day, but Foster always wants to switch it up. So having it all in one box in the kitchen and having them brush their teeth in the kitchen where I can easily just like wash it down the sink, it's life-changing. I know that's dramatic, but it really is. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack their lunches. I've actually been packing a lunch for Foster even though he gets home at 12-ish, because I find that like he's hungry during his snack time, and a lot of kids that he goes to preschool with go to daycare after, so like their parents pack them a full lunch and then they eat lunch at preschool and then go to daycare. Foster could eat lunch at home, but like he enjoys feeling like a big boy, and I think it's great practice for this calendar year in kindergarten, for him to like just be able to open things and kind of plan out his time. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack his lunch when I pack Graham's. It's pretty easy, and then that kind of gives us some more time also when he gets home from school.
Where did it begin? Where did it end? Hanging on those strings, unable to bend, I never listened. Trying to prove it, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you and me so clueless. We were just
you can see the look on Graham's face. He does not like to wear these boots. He wants to wear athletic shoes, like running shoes, every single day. He's a second grade boy. Pretty much, I always let him do what he wants. But you guys, that's not as cute with these jeans. So I was trying to talk him into it. He was like, fine, whatever, I'll do it. And yeah, he's way too big for me to be putting his shoes on. It's funny because you can see my 5-year-old in the background putting on his own shoes. It's crazy how different kids can be when they've literally been parented the exact same way. Sweet Graham, he'll let me do his hair, he'll let me put his shoes on, and Foster is so independent. He wants to do everything himself. And also, if you guys are noticing lots of iPads, listen, you just have to survive in the mornings. So if I want to do anything and like kind of multitask, I do just like let them look at their iPads to kind of like wake up and eat breakfast. But it's okay. Do what you got to do, moms. All right, so Foster's going to brush his teeth. I also, when I watched this footage back, was kind of laughing because this is definitely an exercise in patience on my part. I know it's all sped up, but in reality, like we were needing to get out the door and he couldn't decide which toothbrush he wanted to use, which toothpaste he wanted to use. And here he can't decide if he wants me to brush the teeth, or if he wants to brush his teeth himself. And it's like, some mornings are like that where I just have to like take a deep breath and think, okay, it's gonna be all right. We're gonna get there. We're gonna make it to school, and just show him some grace and be patient. Also, I lost the battle on the Kool-Aid going in the water bottles this day. I don't know. It was a Tuesday. Tuesdays are not my favorite mornings. I don't know why. I just don't like Tuesdays, but we're surviving. So we got all of that done. I'm gonna get the boys' backpacks loaded up, get their lunches in there, get their snack. Well, Foster's lunch box is his snack, and then get the water bottles in there. And then we've got to get coats on. And man, I miss Florida this time of year because we live in Northeast Ohio. It is cold here, so cold. And if you are new, we just moved here from Florida about a year ago, a little less than a year ago. And so I'm really, really, really missing my South Florida winters right now.
Here it goes, with his humble lack and everlasting ego. Someone hurt your feelings not that long ago, and every bit of you couldn't face the truth that maybe you're just not that nice and humble kind. That would be a lie. Go on, blow up your ego, your undeniable, undying ego. Oh, look here he goes, stepping on toes, with his humble lack and everlasting ego. Oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. Oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes, with his humble lack and everlasting ego. You got me dancing in your storm, burning everything we know, dressing up as firefighters. You got me dancing in your storm, I'm looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. You got me feeling uncomplicated.
All right, so we're back. We have got 4 kids off to school now. I'm back. The house is quiet. I am gonna start putting together some Amazon returns. We purchased this invisible fence and it's great. I wish that we could use it, but the like radius of it, it's a big circle and it just doesn't work for our yard. Like no matter where we put it in our house, it doesn't give our dog like any space out in the yard, because if we make it too wide, it goes into our neighbor's houses on the side. But if we have it, you know, shallow enough for that, then it's not very deep and he doesn't really have any room to run around. So we returned this and then we ended up purchasing an in-ground invisible fence, and we're just gonna have to install that hopefully this weekend. even though it's supposed to snow all weekend, so we'll see if we get around to that. So I got that all packaged up, and now I'm gonna print the return labels, because I've been finding with Amazon, unless it's clothes or something really little, it's not allowing me to do the option anymore of the like no label, no box returns at the UPS store. It's like wanting me to package it up at home, which is totally fine, but I always want to like check before I walk out the door and not show up at the UPS store and then find out that way. So I got this all like printed off, and I'm going to run quickly to the grocery store and to do these returns. But you can see here next, I realized that one of the loads of laundry was done. I had already put my coat on to leave, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna quickly do this and move it. I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute, and that's how I feel like my mornings go sometimes and my days go. There are definitely times of the day that are really chill, like when Foster gets home from school and we don't really do screen time. Like when he gets home from school, we just kind of keep it calm. He will either like eat a little snack, or if he's full from his lunch I sent him, then he'll just like go upstairs. We read 2 stories every day. We lay down at the same time every day. I still have to lay next to him to get him to sleep, but that's okay. He's my last baby, so I'll do it as long as he wants me to. But then at that point, it's kind of calm and quiet, and I usually do take that time to just kind of like collect my thoughts before the second or third, however you want to look at it, shift of the day begins, which is when I start picking up the kids from school. So this time in the morning when he is at school is, you know, I do take some days and I go do something for myself, like get my nails done, or, you know, go shopping or something like that, or get Starbucks. But for the most part, like I really want to utilize this time when I have no distractions. I can like put in a podcast or just like listen to some music and just get stuff done. And then that way, later on when the kids are home, I can like focus my attention more on them and not have to be cleaning all the time. Because before they were all 4 in school, I did feel kind of like pulled in every direction when especially, you know, when they were all doing virtual school at home a couple years ago during COVID. It was like just a lot to juggle. So honestly, being able to do laundry and mop and do all the things is a gift to do it alone. I'm in my car, ready to go to Costco. I'm gonna run there really fast and get some fruits and vegetables, and I'm gonna look at the dog stuff. I bought a bunch of those like Kong toys at Costco when we first got Drake, and he like loves those. Those are his favorite toys, and they seem to really hold up. So I'm gonna see if they have any more of those, but it's not gonna be a huge like shopping. I always say that and then I always make it a huge shopping trip, but for real, I'm not gonna make it a huge shopping trip because we have plenty of food. I just need fruits and vegetables for the kids to take in their lunches. The FedEx guy is here. I have to return 2 things to Amazon, which I have all ready to go, and then I have to do a Target pickup. What did I order? Laundry baskets, because it's a whole thing. But we don't have any laundry baskets, and I'm gonna start putting all of our dirty laundry like on that counter above the washer and dryer, because we were just like throwing it on the floor, and obviously with a puppy we don't want him to get a hold of like a sock or something. So we're gonna do that. All right, off we go.
Way back goes, still standing by your side. You know I'll be right here when all the monsters come. I've got you.
All right, so when I said I was going to Costco and not really getting anything, obviously that was a lie. I didn't realize I needed so many things, and needed, I'm using really lightly, because Foster's home from school and he needs to have his nap in about 10 minutes. So he's having a little snack and then he's gonna lay down. All right, so we always do ramen we probably have ramen like once a week I make bone broth from that chicken. So that, and I'm also gonna use the chicken to make these chicken Caesar wraps. If you've never done this, it's so good. We just use like a bagged Caesar salad mix. We put some rotisserie chicken and then roll it up with any type of tortilla. So the kids take applesauce every day in their lunches. Same with like these snacks, obviously. Those are all for lunches, as are these. Chloe's been really into pretzels and peanut butter lately. This was a clearance find. Like, they sometimes have this little asterisk on the price tag, which means they're like discontinuing the product. So each of these was $4 for 8 cans. So I'm like, yeah, can't beat that. I mean, we're gonna have chili until 2025, but that's okay. Needed some onions for just cooking in general. I thought these were so pretty. Like, they were really giving Home Goods vibes, but I think it was like $11 for this whole thing. Happy New Year, Foster. Love Rayo's. This is delicious. Now this is like the supplement section.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. This is just some random, we've never tried these before, ginger and turmeric, but we try to get ginger and turmeric in with like the little ginger shots I make, so we can add that. I got some melatonin because I take Advil PM a little too much and I want to do something a little more natural. I always take a probiotic, always, and this cranberry is, I always take that, I don't know. Graham loves breakfast sandwiches. I got this kind of stuff here also for lunches because when I buy like a pound of ham or turkey, I feel like it goes bad so quickly. Whereas like salami, I feel like will keep a little bit longer in the fridge. I still, once I open it, only keep it for like 5 days or something, but that's a whole other story. I'm just crazy. And since these are like obviously individually, I'm crazy, individually packaged, they last longer as well. Now we have, okay, we have some fruits and vegetables. Well, actually, I'm sorry guys, I'm distracted. We have some fruits. So tomatoes with feta and these little mini cucumbers. Also, the girls take these cucumbers in their lunch pretty much every day. And then we have strawberries, which are something they also take. Bananas, obviously I put this in my coffee. And last but not least, Brian just needed some toothbrush heads. This Ember mug we got on sale at Costco, and I'm just like, I love my Ember mug so much that when I saw it on sale, I thought, I have to pick that up. And then I grabbed him some shaving cream because it was also on sale. And these reminded me so much of the florals that you can get at Trader Joe's. Our closest Trader Joe's is like 40 minutes away, probably 35 minutes away. So I grabbed that. Those were $9.99, and I am gonna put those in the vases that we have over here at the front door. Right now we have these like wintry sort of little sprigs that have like pine cones, but I'm gonna replace that. I usually have some eucalyptus in here, and I'll just put it in like just like that from the package, and it will dry, but they obviously, like with eucalyptus, when it dries it still looks perfectly fine. Like it's just dried eucalyptus. So I'm gonna put that there in just a little bit. All right, I'm literally just gonna put away the stuff that has to get put away right now, as much as that pains me to like leave the rest of this, but he needs to have his nap. If we lay down any later than 12:45, it's just like, I feel like we have no time because I have to pick up the other kids from school. So I'm gonna just leave it and put away the stuff that has to be put away and stop talking, and then go lay him down. You guys, can you believe what even happened at Costco? Like, how does this happen to me every single time? But we have to eat. Like, what else can you do? I just had to get the groceries. Okay, so Foster sneaks from behind me. You can see my face. And then he started crying. Here's the backstory. He wants a sucker. I took the suckers and I put them in a hidden location. He thought it was that cabinet, and it was not. And I told him, buddy, like, they're not up there because we can't just have suckers all the time. So he was not very happy, but you can see at this time of the day, he's like super tired. And so that's why he cried for a minute, and I was holding him, and he was all better. It's all good.
Just wanna stay close, don't say that. Ain't gonna believe ya. I'm sabotage. You're a million. Explode every time you go and slam the door. I adore how we always end up on the floor. We know how to push the buttons to the core.
All right, so everything you just saw me do, like when I was putting away the groceries and stuff like that, that was all stuff that happened after I got Foster down for his nap. Like I said, sometimes I'm super chill during this time, especially if it's a nice day and I could like go sit outside, but who are we kidding? It's January in Ohio, so probably not gonna see the sun for the next several months. So I just decided I better be productive because this particular night, my daughter, who is in high school, she's a basketball cheerleader and she was cheering at a game that was about 50 minutes away. So I knew that the afternoon was gonna be crazy from the time like I wake up Foster, get him in the car, go pick up the kids, get back, start on some homework, and then I was gonna leave and go watch Chloe cheer, and my husband was gonna come home and be with the kids while I was doing that. And so I just wanted to like have things prepared for him so he could feed them something easy. These sweet potatoes are, we eat these all the time. I literally just dice up some sweet potatoes, put a whole bunch of seasonings, olive oil. So I put salt, pepper, paprika, cinnamon, garlic. Yes, there's some savory, some sweet. Trust me, it works so good. And just like toss it, and I'll throw them in the oven, maybe like 400 degrees for like 30 minutes. I'll toss them halfway through. It's kind of foolproof. They'll kind of crisp up and they just get delicious. They're also really good in the air fryer, but I already had my oven going because you might be able to see behind me. I had a turkey in there. It's actually just a turkey breast, but I bought one of those after Thanksgiving and I've been meaning to cook it. It's been in my freezer, so this was the perfect night. I was just gonna have that so that everyone could be fed. And I ended up going to Jersey Mike's with Chloe. So she didn't even eat the turkey and neither did I. But I got that going. At this point, I probably had like 20 minutes to spare and I really needed to go upstairs and get Foster up. So I wanted to clean up the mess that I had made while I was prepping the turkey and the sweet potatoes. And then I was gonna get him up so that I could go pick up the other kids from school.
So please don't let them get in your head, in your
love the way that these turned out. I am so happy that I kind of like looked through the florals at Costco. I don't think I've ever bought flowers at Costco before. I always get them at Trader Joe's, but Trader Joe's is not close to us. So I got them at Costco, and you guys, this was $9.99 for all what you see in both of these vases, and it just made such a difference. And I swear, like if I bought these, it would be more expensive than that to buy fake at Hobby Lobby or wherever. And these are so pretty, and they just dry and honestly like don't look any different. So they're just sitting in the vases. There's no water or anything, and they still look exactly the same, and they will. I'll show you guys an update in a month or 2 months and you'll see they look great still. So pretty much had things cleaned up in the kitchen, which is a great feeling. However, you will see later on in the evening, I came home to a mess. So, you know, it doesn't stay clean for long. And we have the storage room in the basement, so I took down a few things that needed to go down there. This was another like pain point that I wanted to deal with. The lamp that's like in the middle there, I want it to be in the middle of the middle window, and the cord was not long enough to reach. So I got a longer extension cord and fixed that, and then this was about the last thing I was able to do before I got Foster up.
Time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat.
There's nothing better than waking up and having this pot of coffee already made for me. So even though this is about, I don't know, 2:30 the day before, I'm gonna go ahead and get the coffee pot set up. I always do this the day before. Usually it's like in the evening, but like I said, I try to utilize like every single second of the day. If I'm up and I'm doing things, like it's kind of a snowball effect. Like I'm just going to continue to do things. If I'm going to relax, like I'm going to intentionally relax. So I was doing things. I was, trying to be productive while Foster was taking a nap. And I knew that my night was going to be crazy because I was going to be at the basketball game. So I just thought, let me like set myself up for success and get as much done as I can. But yeah, I'm literally like counting down the seconds because I needed to get him up so we could go. You'll also see like I always have a cup of water. You probably saw me grab that soda earlier. I have all the drinks, some snacks, everything, and I get everything ready and like carried out to the car and get the car turned on before I grab Foster from bed. So this is literally our like schedule every single day. I also wanted to start my robot mop because we got a puppy and he has little mud footprints all over my floor. So I love my robot mop. It's linked in the description box. It's, a splurge, but 1000% worth it in my opinion if you have hardwood floors. Like we bought this whenever we lived in Florida. We've had it for probably 2 or 3 years. I run it every day. And it like saves my sanity completely. I still have to do regular mopping like at least once a week, especially with 4 kids and a puppy. But this is so nice in between because I feel like we can just walk around when we're barefoot. We're not like walking on crumbs and stuff. It's like the greatest thing ever. So anyway, I got that started, and what I was saying is I always get like everything ready so that once I go grab Foster, I can just carry him down and like put him in a warm car, because can you imagine anything worse than being like in the middle of a really good nap and then someone picks you up and like puts you in a cold car seat. So I get everything ready, and then that way I can just like pull out of the garage and go. And maybe he'll stay asleep. Sometimes he stays asleep, but most of the time he wakes up. So that's fine though. He sleeps for ideally like an hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours. So here's my finished product of the potatoes. They were done. I pulled those out. I turned off the stove for just a little bit, but it was still really, really hot. So I just ran and then came right back. But this is me like getting everything ready so that I can go grab Foster. So I put the dog up, I put my water out there, and look at him. Look at him. He's such a big boy, but he's still my little baby. Okay, so we're gonna get him out to the car, go pick up the kids, and the magic of YouTube, here we are, back at home. So I went ahead and made, like, one of our favorite snacks is a chicken Caesar wrap, and all I do is take a low-carb tortilla that you saw from Costco earlier and put some of that Caesar salad mix and then put some of the rotisserie chicken. Graham was just like, I always let him have his iPad from the time we get home, which is like 3:40 until like 4 o'clock. So he can just like decompress from being in school all day. And then at 4, we have to start homework because he has a ton of homework in 2nd grade. And my husband likes to practice baseball with him. In the basement, we have like a batting cage. So I want him to be able to have time to do that and just have time to take showers and have a bedtime routine. So we have to start early on homework, but he's having his iPad time. So is Foster. Foster finally got that sucker, so all is right with the world. And Reese is having a little chicken Caesar wrap with me. And of course the boys were like, ooh, there's chicken. We want some chicken. So as always, you know, mom has to get up and go fix stuff for everybody else, but that's okay. That's what I'm here for. So I was getting ready to leave and I was waiting on Brian to get home at that point. Now, as you can see, it's nighttime and a lot of life has happened in this kitchen since I went to the game. So it was fun. The kids won the game. I always love watching Chloe cheer. And I would love to post her cheering, but she would not be happy with me. She doesn't want to be on YouTube most of the time, so I respect that. But I needed to get this cleaned up, and you can see it's about 7:40 in the evening. We really have to start like baths and bed for sure by 8 o'clock because we read 2 stories, like 2 small stories, and then I'm also working through this treasury of stories that my mom and dad bought me when I was a kid. It actually has like my name on the inside and says like with love, mom and dad, 1996. So it's been around a very long time and the boys found it and wanted to read it. So it's like Beatrix Potter and the stories are a little longer, but we've been reading one of those every night. So anyway, I am rushing through. I cannot go to bed with the dirty kitchen. It happens occasionally, but I really, really love to like wake up to a clean kitchen, turn on my essential oil diffuser, get my cup of coffee that's already made, hopefully, and yeah, just like ease into the morning. So I'll do the legwork the night before. And my husband, like I said, would have totally done this. Sometimes I tell him, don't clean the kitchen up because everything is content and I want to record it. But other times, like this particular night, I mean, he was alone with the kids and he chose to focus his time and attention on doing baseball with Graham and practicing these like soccer drills and stuff. And that's cool. Like I'm good with that. Do homework, focus on the kids. I can clean up the kitchen super fast. And he always offers, but anyway. So I put away the sweet potatoes. I guess they didn't go over as well as I thought, but whatever. I had them the next day and got everything washed up. And then we're going to finish up just a little bit of homework. This is the part of Graham's homework I love doing with him. So he has these passages, and this one was actually, I felt like it was pretty tricky, but he has a reading passage and he has like a cold read on Monday. And then I typically will go in and volunteer and I'll read with all the kids in his class and calculate their words per minute. But you're gonna hear him read in just a second. It's so cute.
When Kamal was assistant to the country of Siberia to study, he was not excited at all. Siberia was a terrible topic. When he told his mom about it, she disagreed. She said sometimes when you give things a try, chances you get surprised. With this in mind, Carmel turned on his computer. He started his research with an online encyclopedia. There, he found out that Siberia can get below
Negative 60 Celsius.
negative 60 Celsius. It's so cold. Where that the slightest breeze.
Woo, that's it. Okay. Good job.
Could actually.
Yeah, that the slightest breeze could. Okay, so he makes me so proud. All my kids do, but I think it's just such an exciting time when your child learns to read. It's just like, it just opens up a whole world of like possibilities and they feel so proud of themselves. If you don't know, I used to be a teacher. I taught 3rd grade for 5 years, and I've been out of the classroom actually for about 5 years. So it's kind of crazy to think that it's been that long, but these passages, man, he's in 2nd grade, and I feel like this is a really tricky passage, but that's a good thing. We're getting later on in the school year, and it's great for him to, kind of be like pushing himself. So we finished up a little bit more homework, and then it was going to be time for baths and stories and bedtime. But guys, thanks for spending this whole day with me. Like, I hope that you enjoyed having a little bit more than just the regular just clean with me. Like, this is a little bit more of a personal look at like my life and what I do during the day. And if you enjoy that kind of thing, like, definitely let me know, comment, message me, whatever. I'm also on Instagram, so you can find me there, and I share more personal, parts of my life too, because it's easier to just grab the phone and record what I'm doing. But I'm on Instagram at Mrs.AshleyMartinez. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, I would absolutely love to have you. I love you all. I thank you so much for being here. I love whenever I get on and I see that I have some new subscribers. I just welcome to the family here. So see you guys next time.